I cannot express to you enough how many times I have been stressful about assignments, tasks, and tests that I had to complete in a timely manner, as well as becoming knowledgeably prepared for my exams to receive a passing grade. I decided in order for me to be successful in my academic, social, and employee life, I had to set forward some interventions to help me become better organized as well as help me succeed in my life. I began to do research as well as ask for personal reviews of my colleagues and coworkers about what they have done in their life to be able to juggle all things and all events that a person can be presented with. I realized that in order for an individual to be successful, the number one thing or the number one key is for that person to be positively or have a positive attitude towards completing the assignments as well as the tasks that need to be completed. If an individual has a negative or begins to have a negative attitude towards the assignment or the task that they're trying to complete, most likely they're not going to complete it due to the attitude and not being physically and emotionally prepared for this task to be able to complete it. Also, other interventions that I have found that have been successful is do not procrastinate. If you have an assignment that was due Friday and you have a day off from a full-time position on Wednesday, it is best to complete the assignment on Wednesday due to decreasing the stress that you're going to have on Friday or being rushed in completing the task or in completing the assignment or possibly missing some steps on Friday. So when you have downtime, complete all tasks. Another thing that people have been doing is becoming very organized with what they have to do within their week. Now, with that being said, what I use is my calendar on my phone, because my phone is a quick device that I can get to. It's always with me and it's always accessible. I plan out all my days with the hour down to the minute, just so I can know, do I have leeway to complete this task? If not, where can I find space in the rest of my week to complete it before it is due? And I found that to be very, very, very helpful. My phone, and there's also a couple apps out there for other types of devices such as tablets, iPads, or laptops that will send you notifications of when tasks are coming up or when they need to be completed for you to be able to pass them. I'll give you an example. If I have a test that is due on Monday, my phone would ding me on Saturday, letting me know, hey, this assignment is coming up. You need to get started on it. If not, make sure you have something set forward for you to be able to complete it, or let your instructor know that the task cannot be completed. This will prevent you from having any bad grade on your test. Now, a good tip from the college study tip says, knowing how and when to study allows students to set a strong foundation for academic success. I completely agree with that, because if you do not procrastinate, you will get things done and you'll be successful. You'll pass your class. Michelle Obama once said, do not be afraid to ask for help. Nobody gets through college on their own. And I absolutely agree with that. If you're struggling in a assignment or you're struggling in a subject, make sure you reach out to your instructor, to a tutor, to classmates that are well knowledgeable in the subject. Ask for help. That will help decrease some of your stress as well and help you complete assignments due to your knowledge of being able to know how to complete the assignment. That way it will go very, very quickly. Things that will benefit you from being organized in your life include decreased stress, decreased anxiety, decrease your self-esteem. If you're failing a class, you start to feel very down on yourself, knowing what did I do wrong? If I'm not smart enough to pass the subject. Now, if you prepare yourself, another tip that you can do as well is study an hour before your lecture. Read the PowerPoints, read the bullet points, the subjects, the tasks, the key points that need to be completed, or is the instructor's objective of completing for that subject. That way, throughout the lecture, you'll kind of get familiarized with what the instructor is lecturing you on. Another recommendation is read or review all the assignments at least an hour after your lecture. It kind of helps remain in the brain by you constantly reviewing it and constantly repeating it. It's kind of like repetition. The more you repeat it, the more you remember it. The goal of this all is to have self-actualization. You want to feel successful. You want to feel your self-worth. You want to feel like you have done everything in your power to be this successful and receive your career and your diploma in your life. And by setting forward and setting these basically, like I said, interventions in your life, you will reach that. You will reach that. So I recommend to you, be prepared, be organized, make some sacrifices in your life so you can become that successful person. And at the end, I know you'll miss an event with your family, or you will have less time to be social, but knowing that you spend that extra hour to study, at the end, you ultimately have more time for you to be able to relax and not be stressed over events in your life. I hope these interventions help you, and I thank you so much for listening.